It's your boy, the Louisiana Country Boy, coming at you live once more again. Also, what I need for you to do, sit back, relax, put on your headgear. Oh, my worthless 2 cents is about to put something in your ear.
Need to clean them ears out because we got some doctor in the house. Y'all better get ready. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, yeah. It's me. It's your boy, the Louisiana Country Boy, coming at you live once more again. Oh, look at here. Look at here. And guess what? I got my people with me. I got my people with me. I got my people with me. That's right. I ain't come by myself. I came fully loaded. I brought some doctor with me. Cause so it's about to go down. Look at here. Old Country Boy and my worthless 2 cents is truly, truly, truly honored to have this wonderful lady that has accepted the reservation that the Old Country Boy sent out of reservation. It's a private reservation. Everybody don't get invited. So, but I mean, y'all call me, you get invited. But anyway, Old Country Boy sent out this invite and she graciously accepted. We're going to learn some things tonight. Look here. I would just tell y'all, if y'all don't know me, you know anything I say in private. Old Country Boy got a big old mouth. Don't y'all tell me nothing. Look here. We was just talking. The book. If y'all, the title alone, her book, I ain't promoting nothing. I'm just saying I'm hung. I'm hooked like old bass. I am hung and hooked like old bass. The title of the book is I Divorced My Money and Married My Mindset. I should have read that book like 3 marriages ago. But anyway, I divorced my money and married my mindset. That is her book. Y'all, I'm going to say it one more again so y'all get the title. I divorced my money and married my mindset. That's all I'm going to say. After that, look here. I'm finna shut my old triple trapper. I'm going to allow this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful woman to introduce herself. She is going to educate us. She is going to inform us. I promise you this. No different than any doctor's appointment you go to. You ain't going to leave there like you went in. I can promise you that. And that's what's going to happen right here tonight. You ain't finna leave here like you came in. So, I need for y'all to sit back. I need for you to relax. I need for you to put on your headgear because the next voice you hear will be the doctor. Doctor, doctor, doctor. As the Old Country Boy would say, have your way. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I am so excited to be here on tonight. My name is Dr. Tabatha Russell. I am the CEO and founder of Inside Inspired Women, which is the home of Breakthrough Millionaires. Let me tell you, I wrote the book at a time where I was going through some things with restructuring my thoughts from the inside out, meaning my mindset. I was personally working on some things. I wrote the book and the title was completely different, but out of a dream came the revelation of we have to get away from being so focused on the money and really get back to the heart of our mindset. Why is it that we have these habits, these thoughts, these belief systems around our money to begin with? And so for me, I teach from a standpoint of financial literacy. And I found over the years, being in this industry for well over 20 years, with working with people, doing one-on-ones, teaching, doing seminars, all of that, is that people grow up with certain belief systems. Right. Based upon that, they sometimes don't break away from the things that don't serve them. Meaning that if it was broke back then with auntie them, mama them, and all of that, why are we still trying to make it work in a society that has moved on to something else? That means that we've got to be in a constant state of learning, sometimes retraining ourselves on the tools that's going to make us successful in certain areas. And so the title, I Divorced My Money and Married My Mindset, means that we no longer look at the money first. We look at setting a foundation in our belief system and our thought processes, and then we build on it in such a way that it solidifies us, and money becomes the byproduct of good habits and initially good service.
Yes.
And so that's where that book came from.
That is, and what you said is, and I know it's, you divorced your money and married your mindset. I think that we just need to divorce so much stuff. It's not just the money, it's the foolishness. It's the what you just said, it's the things that other folks was doing. It's breaking them generational curses that we think are okay, them habits that just because they did it, I'm gonna keep on doing it.
Mhm.
You know, you can only spin in mud for so long till you start to get muddy.
That's right. That is definitely true. And so it is the statistical fact that when I looked it up, matter of fact, just recently, 67% of, we'll say, professional athletes, for example, go broke within leaving the league in 3 to 5 years.
Mm,
And so, with that being said, some of them have the opportunity to have millions of dollars at their disposal at any given time.
right.
And to say in that short amount of time of anywhere from 36, sometimes to 72 months, you no longer have anything to show for that, says that our mindsets are wrong, meaning that we have to go back in and reprogram now what that looks like. And if they can experience that, now the average household is one paycheck away from being broke,
Yes.
$400 away from a major emergency for most households will put them into the homeless category. And so we still, as a society, have a real problem that we have to deal with as a whole. And until we fix the mindsets, will we be able to overcome those challenges? Like this, like you said, it's a real thing.
It is, and it's we get so caught up in getting it. We out here chasing the bag. I always say that everybody is chasing the bag. That's like chasing the prettiest girl. Once you get her, you don't know what to do with her. Once you get the bag, you've been out here chasing it, but nobody's taught you what to do or how to manage it when you get it. That's an internet thing. I mean, that's just across. That's what changing the mindset to me. That's what it's all about. It's changing that because if I'm not telling you, hey, take these steps. All I'm telling you is, oh no, guess what? You can go from A to Z. Oh, now I'm at Z. I don't even know what to do because I've never been taught anything. All I know is I'm here. I'm here. I got it. Here's that other thing, Doc, and I don't know if you want to touch on this. It's also about our surroundings and the people that are surrounding us, the ones we bring in. Okay, you have these people that we bring in because we think oh, Billy need to come with us because Billy been with me since I was a little bitty, so Billy need to come with me. Now. Well, I'm gonna just let Billy be my financial advisor. Billy ain't never had no money, but you have just given Billy control over everything while you're thinking, well, that's my friend. He wouldn't do me. I don't think his intentions were to do you wrong, but he know no better than you did.
That's right. And so a lot of times we are good at living in survival mode, right? Like we're good about doing whatever it is right now to take care of this problem. Right?
Right.
If that means that we're going to take our friends with us, if that means that we're going to sometimes make bad lapses of judgment in that moment, we seemingly, as a culture, know how to now go back in and fix it, right? Or go and put a band aid on it, or do the best thing that we feel as though is going to help us in the moment. Totally understandable. However, if a proven track record, right? I always say a proven concept says that that is not working. This
Right.
is where having a now renewed mindset says, you know what? I want to take you with me, but you know what? We might have to do things a little differently. Let me go and set the foundation first. You know what? Maybe let me send you to school to learn how to balance the books and learn about finances a little bit, or how to run a business, and then we'll hook up, right? Like, let me pay for it. Let me take care of you that way, because education is one of the things that nobody can take away from you.
Right.
Once you learn how to do a thing, it is ingrained in your brain in such a way to where it naturally happens for most of us,
Yes.
right? Nobody has to tell us how to get up and go walk. We naturally do it because we've learned how to do it over the course of time. They say it's kind of like riding a bike, right? You get on the bike and all of a sudden it just comes back to you.
Right.
Well, in the area of finances, if you've never been taught something, how can you now be effective in it and you don't have all the tools?
Right.
You don't know what it is. And the last thing that for some people that they want to do is go take a class, or seemingly ask for help from somebody who knows just a little bit more than you do, because now it seems like you're weak. It seems like, you don't know what you say that you know. But I'm the first to say that I don't know everything.
Right. Right.
But what I do know, I earned it, right? I spent time with trying to perfect my craft, but I've also made a lot of mistakes along the way. And based upon those mistakes, it helped me to learn how to be able to navigate this path that I'm on with helping others with their finances. And some of it has come from my experience of making bad decisions.
Right. And that's the greatest. And I think that's what people miss
Mhm,
is a lot of what others pour out
mhm,
is the experiences that we've had or you've had or
mhm.
that others have had. Like, hey, I know this is up the road. Well, you think you know everything. Now I know how to fail because I done fail. I'm trying to keep you from failing. That's what done
That's right.
happened. You
Right.
know, I know what I know up there is a pothole. Oh, you
Mhm.
just think you the smartest. No, I know it's a pothole, dummy. But and people want to take that as I'm trying to tell you or I'm trying to no. Sometimes, a lot of times, people are offering to help you in a way because they have experienced these things. And our that thing that you said, what that I call that thing pride gets in the way. Our pride, I ain't finna let you think that I don't know what I know I don't know. If you don't get over there and sit down,
So I was not going to call out the pride thing, but that is a real challenge that a lot of us face. Let's face it. Let's look at the family structure, for example. Men are taught to be strong. They're taught to be resourceful. They're taught to be go getters. Go out there, earn your paycheck, and take care of the household.
right,
Women, we're natural nurturers, so we're natural caregivers, and we want to help how we can and different things like that. However, because of that structure, when men, for example, get in a challenge, some of them don't know how to say, man, like I'm in a way, like I need some help over here,
right,
because you're taught to now, when you say ow, suck it up and keep going, right? Where women, we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna voice it, we're going to probably over communicate it a little bit, right? And so with that being said, we now have two different dynamics that are basically in the same position but don't know how to
mm,
sometimes go at getting the help that we need necessarily. And let's face it, sometimes is the help always readily available to us?
right,
Sometimes it's not. So we find ourselves kind of going in the same cycle over and over again, time after time, on trying to figure out how to make that work.
That is so true. And I have one of the things that I openly do, because I'm just me. I do what I do. If it's about, I remove that thing, that stigma of not wanting to talk about something. That is the blessing and I thank God for this platform, to be able to share openly the things, because when we hide behind that, this is what I learned personally, is hiding behind the stuff you don't know, like you're not only hurting yourself, but you're hurting the others around you.
Mhm.
You're causing detriment, because now you're pretending. Look, I'm pretending to be a doctor while all I'm doing is hurting you even worse. Okay, like that don't hurt. Just go on. But it's that we live in this fantasy lie
Mhm.
and pretending to be something that we're not, because that pride thing has told us we have to stick our chest out and we have to beat it hard, even though the beating hurts.
Mhm.
That's not reality to me. That's not the reality. Is because the more I'm hurting myself, I'm hurting my family, no matter what it is. When you get into a dynamic of family, learning this is old boy just learning, is that if you can't come and communicate with each other on whatever it is, how are you going to be successful? And here's the other part. If you can't communicate with each other, what you teaching the children?
That's right. That's
There
right.
you go. We just gonna keep this whole thing going. Just
It is a vicious cycle. And for a lot of people, it is not very beneficial that things changes. Let's face it, most habits, positively or negatively, it will take sometimes 2 to 3 generations sometimes to change one habit.
yes.
And most generations are a time span of just 10 years. So when you think about that, you're going to now make a decision to make a change, for example, you're going to change for the better. In order for that change to be effective now in another generation, they have to pick it up,
Right.
and it has to now be walked out until the next generation pick it up. So you're looking at a cycle of 20 to 30 years or more
Right.
before some of these habits will kick in, unless you start earlier, you start making it a household conversation, right? You
Yes.
have these conversations around the dinner table. You show up to the family reunion and the cookout, y'all out there bus stop and be like, how them stocks doing, right? how, how, how is it, that how that business going,
Right.
right? Like, when it starts to become that type of conversation on the regular,
Hmm.
will we shorten that time span of now creating these habits across generations? When we say that we want to create generational wealth, I don't really think that people know what that looks like. Like, you got to train up. Like the Bible tells us to train up a child in the way that it should go, that it should not depart. That's
Right.
in every area.
Yes.
Money is the number one thing talked about the most overall in the Bible, but yet and still, it's not a household conversation.
That's so true. That is, and you're so on point. And it's almost like people have become okay with where they're at. I'm okay with being right here. I'm okay with this. It has become this thing, like a belief that I can't ever do better. Like, this is as high as I'm gonna go. So why strive for more? This is it. Um, that only a few get out. No, the reality is everybody can get out. That's my reality. And some people say I'll be living in a fantasy land. That's my fantasy. I believe that everybody can give out. Everybody can get out. It's not just a select few. I think everyone can. Not only can everyone get out, but everyone can stay out. That's the mindset. It ain't just about the getting out, it's about
Mm,
the staying out. Now, I ain't
right.
saying but you stay out, but you can come back and then you can teach the others how to come out. But that's that. Now wait a minute. Now, I'm gonna ask you about that right there. You know, some folks do get out and they forget to go back. They forget where they come from. Uh, you know, they be like, I ain't going back up in there. So and that's that. Ooh.
So that is a very real thing, right? You see some that I agree with you when you say that everybody can get out and stay out.
Yes.
There are a few, though, that make it happen, right? Law of averages says that 20% or, yeah, 20% of the workforce, will say, do 80% of the work.
Mm.
So if we equate that now to an average family, members will say 10 is in the family. The law of averages says two might get it right. They might, go on to be successful and do some things with themselves and that kind of stuff. There's some families where they beat all the odds, and several of the family members are progressing in that trajectory of being successful and really making some things happen for themselves. But you also got to look at the family dynamics. What was the head doing? Right? Were they successful? Were they business owners? What was their mindset? What was their education? Different things like that sometimes play a part into that. The reason why I believe sometimes that some don't go back is because they already know that it's not going to work, right? Like some are not going to catch a hold to that same vision, the same dream, the same passion, or any of that. And so they choose to now separate themselves so that they can at least keep what they have. Is it right? Not necessarily. We should all strive for wanting to go back and help others. We should all strive for wanting to be the difference maker if necessary. But let's face it, you know how they say it's lonely at the top? A lot of times it's only because it's just room for that one.
Right. Right.
We sometimes have the best intentions of going back to try to help. But if your track record says that you're a starter and not a finisher, then I don't know that if I could take you on the team to begin with.
Right.
Right. So I look at that. Sometimes that is a little bit of case by case situation.
And I
But I
agree.
do, yeah, I do know that one person can make the difference, though.
Right. Right. And you know what? I totally agree. We're not here to help everyone. We can't. No one person can help everyone. I mean, and what we have to do is one. I believe you live it by example. And the going back. When I say going back, it's never forgetting where you come from. If that means pouring into a school, if that means those little things. Yeah, little Pookie ain't gonna never come off the corner. I'm telling you, Pookie ain't never coming off the corner. Pookie ain't bought real estate there in the corner, but he there. You might well even think he owned the corner. But you trying to go back and sit there and pour into little Pookie other than some conversation, other than some expectations. And that's the other thing is expectations. Um, if you can't pour something into them, yeah, everybody ain't ready to receive it. Some people are really stuck. Pookie is really stuck on the corner. Um, and you just have to really leave him now. There's an old saying, sometimes you just have to leave people right where they're at. And you do. Um, the building of the table, you and everybody talks about the table. I mean, and I think that what you have to do is secure and make sure that you're okay. It's kind of like it's kind of like an alcoholic, okay? If you've gone through rehab, you can't just run back up into the liquor store. I mean, that's what you can't do. So if like that is your Achilles heel, no, because you ain't healed from it, because you can't run back into that neighborhood because it will suck you right back in. And then everything is gone. And that I think that mindset, you have to know, you have to one, have discernment.
Mhm.
I so believe in one knowing oneself. Know who you are, know whose you are, know your purpose. once you know that, you don't get caught up in all the stuff. Yeah, understand. I do know, people gonna look at you differently and call you this, that, and the other because and that's okay. That's life. I mean, I don't know why nobody think that, they gonna talk about you. Yeah, they gonna tell you think you're too good. You think you some and my answer to my answer to that, to the people that may be listening, y'all might not like the answer, but here's the answer. If somebody say, well, you think you just too much, say I am. And I am.
And you did. I love it. So you said a lot there to unpack just a little bit. Is that I do believe that all of it goes back to the mindset. I think that some of us pick up certain traits and habits because of the exposure.
Yeah.
If you expose, the individual to the corner, and they now experience that they're being able to get and do stuff and be something that they have never been before, and it gives them a little bit more power, it gives them a little bit more clout and things like that. That's a mindset.
Yes.
It really is a mindset. All of that goes back to being able to set that foundation, being able to find out exactly what's going on and different things like that. I have this thing where we, meaning those of us of the church, those of us that are of business and things like that, we should desire the level of success that it makes the drug dealer jealous. Right? That it makes them want to now desire an honest living, wants to make them desire to do things differently. I will say that in order for us to help sometimes change these behaviors that we see that are less than stellar, is like you said, somebody got to talk to them. Somebody got to get to know them. Somebody needs to find out their why behind some of their actions.
Yes.
For some people, all of it is not bad in their intent, but it comes down to now the motives kind of pushes it over the top, right? You started off in it, you figured out a way of how to solve your problem, and now because you solved that problem, now you see a way for you to potentially change your life. And it's the same way that we do when we go out and we graduate, school, college, all of this stuff. We go get a job. We figure out, getting a good job is a way for me to now take care of myself and my family.
Right.
As a result of that, I can get some nice things. I can desire the finest style of life. Through that process, though, it's all about growth. It's all about learning, and it's all about applied knowledge. Sometimes the more that you know, because let's face it, some of these guys are geniuses
Yes.
in it naturally and in their approach to things.
Right.
Now, if we apply that in the proper spaces and in the proper text, it will make a difference.
Oh, I so agree. When you just said that, and I'm not rooting or tooting for them, but they're when you think of it, some of the inventive ways that they come up with doing some stuff, the marketing that they have. I mean, and you go like, and I'll be like, you don't want to put that toy. Do you not know you could? But what the word mindset is they have basically capped they put a cap on how far they can go. Like that's it right there. Like this is it for me. If you took the word that you used, applied knowledge, you can have all the knowledge in the world, but Lord, you can know everything, but and can't apply a pen to it. It means nothing. Applied knowledge. Apply it. Instead of saying that this person is stopping me or I can't. No, you don't want to. Because if you can make it here, you can make it there. But I think we get caught up in doing it. I don't know, doing it and getting there again from A to Z as quick as possible. That's why you go from A to Z as quick as possible. You get to Z like, oh Lord, now it's all gone. Now you got to go back, get back A to Z again. Mm-hmm. But if you took those steps, when you got to Z, you would know how to handle it. Because obviously there are some, what do you call them? I can't remember. There's a name for them. Street pharmaceutical people that learn. Mm-hmm. And what they did was they took it as they were going. By the time they got to W, they were like, okay, hey, this is how I'm not going back to A. Right. I ain't going back to A. That ain't even happening ever.
Right. And it there again, we go back to the law of averages, right? Few get it. They see it as a means to an end, and others see it as it's the life, right? Mm-hmm. Like this is the hand that I was dealt, and I'm gonna deal with it. So my course of action when it comes to stuff like that is that continue to keep them lifted for starters, that a hedge of protection is around them, but also that they come into the knowledge thereof, meaning that they see that it is a different way of being able to do things. And that has become really my reasoning for why I believe that financial literacy is so near, dear, and close to my heart, is because I grew up in inner city Philadelphia at a time where I felt like everything was running rapid and prevalent and that kind of stuff. It afforded me the opportunity to get the absolute best education possible at the time. Right. With that being said, I got the opportunity to participate in the gifted and talented programs. It bused me to the Northeast side, where I was able to be exposed to education that I wasn't getting where I was. And so as a result, it allowed me to see things a little differently, as challenging as it was, because I was one of 3% in my entire school that was attending at the time. And so with that, until you sometimes get outside of yourself, meaning your nucleus, your neighborhood, your environment, to see that there is a different way, you're only going to see it the way that you've always seen it.
Yes.
And so some things really does have to happen on a grand scale to be able to see that it's different. Now, the thing with when I was talking about the generational changes, we have at our disposal social media, which now helps us to be able to get that message out there a little bit faster, touch more people, and in that message, sometimes I think about, can you remember back before the internet was popular and something happened or a new dance came out and all of a sudden everybody around the world is doing this dance, but there was no internet.
Right.
Somebody took that concept, took that dance, and took it to this state. Right. And somebody else took it to that state. And before you know it, it's everywhere. It's the same thing. Somebody has to grab a hold to this knowledge, as well as take it personal, apply it, and then disseminate it.
That is, you know what? That was good. I like that dance thing and you're so right. Old Country Boy used to come up with some of them. You did that one. You that was good. I like that. But you're so right. Is now it happens and we get these things so much faster. So I'm gonna ask you, Doc, so what's the problem now? I mean, we get the dances quicker, so why aren't we applying it?
It's the same behaviors. It's the same thought process around, this is the hand that I was dealt. This is how I was raised. You do find, though, that people are becoming wiser, and they are starting to get to where they're making their mindset, they're making self-care, they're making financial literacy a priority. And we're seeing now that there's more millionaires than there was ever in history. as a result of that. And some of them are reaching it at record times, meaning that back in the day, where it took 10, 20 years for people to make their first million, some are now making it in a year,
Right.
record breaking time. So we can see that there are some changes. But the other thing that I see that is of high importance is now we need to invest in ourselves.
Mm.
And I tell people that you do that at the highest level available to you. Why that is because it now cuts your time to get to where it is that you're trying to get to almost in half,
Right.
if not shorter than that. And it is a proven theory that that happens because what's happening in that whole process is now you take yourself. I tell everybody that you are the best version of you today by yourself without any help. And
Mm.
so if you consider yourself to be bad to the bone in your industry, now you hook up with somebody that knows just a little bit more than you do. Imagine how many light years you can now accelerate the process.
Right.
And so there's now more tools available to us, and people have really honed in on their craft to make sure that they can help people through this process.
That is wonderful. And what you just said is I believe in that is what do they call it? The word collaborating and working together. Um, I think that is for me that is the major thing is being able to do that and join together and removing that other thing that people always talk about, the jealousy, the envy. I'm at that point. I believe that there's enough. I ain't never. I've been on this old 58 years, y'all. I ain't never seen food run out. So what I believe that there's enough for everybody. Just because I eat an apple, there's some more apples somewhere. Trust me. And that thing about the competition to get to the apple, there's enough apple.
Mhm.
And guess what? If we join together, we can get more apples. Ooh.
Mhm.
We can make an apple pie.
That's right. I love it. I too teach from the standpoint of collaboration over competition every single day. Every day. And the reason why I do that is because I too feel like that there's enough to go around. I believe, and I've been in situations where it's been more than one of us that do the same thing. For example, I've gone and spoken on some stages, and it's a lot of speakers there. We'll say more than a dozen.
Right.
Well, come to find out, there's several that speak on finances. However, there's some that talk about investing. There's others that talk about insurance. There's others that talk about budgeting. There's others that talk about financial literacy and mindset. And there's others that talk about just how to get your money back, right? 5 different areas. So that means that if you fall in either one of these categories, I got you.
Right.
But also, if that is not my specialty, I still got you because I can send you over here to this person. I can send you over here to this person. And now we can create a network to where we're a powerhouse
Yes.
in finances,
That
in
that
wealth building, in creating synergy around the thing that we all need, which is called money.
yes.
And so when we shift our perspective and we shift our thoughts away from, you over there, you doing it, and you going to, take my people and all this kind of stuff, they're not your people to begin with. However, right? We can work together and now we all eat. I
That's right.
call it that it is the home building process. If you create a network where somebody goes in and they lay the foundation, now somebody else is going to be the electrician. You also need a plumber. Wait, before you even get to that part, if you got the architect and the engineer, they going to help you create the plan to begin with. And now if you have all these other people, everybody's eating.
Yes.
right? And so we got to get to the place of where if I can't do it, I know somebody who can, and be okay with it, because the law says from the Bible, give and it
Mm,
shall come back to you. Pressed down, shaken together, run it over, shall men give unto your bosom. So therefore, there's a principle in collaboration.
yes. Oh yes, man. Ooh, look, you and I, me. Oh yes, and that is it. And when we can get that, that is it. When we can get the fact, what you just said there, the other part of that is that why lose a person because you want to hold a person because just because this person over here may be able to say one thing that they connect with. Okay, now instead of allowing that, I'm gonna just hold them and feed them something and they ain't even listening to me. I done lost them all. Now, not only are they turned against me, they're turned against anybody in the industry because this one wanted to be like, I know everything. And you
Mhm.
don't, again, I go that thing, you don't know nothing.
Right. Right. And it really does make a difference that we've got to become comfortable with ourselves first, comfortable in the skin that we're in, comfortable in the industry, the business, and comfortable with the clients and the products that we serve or that we deliver. Once we do that, then it takes away all of this sting and stigma from let me feed you, right? Like let me help you, let me serve you. But a part of serving a person is that you make sure that the whole person is taken care of. I don't have to eat the whole pie because that would be way too much. I couldn't do that. I could not digest that in one setting. So therefore, I'm gonna take my share, and the other shares, share it out, because
Right.
I just believe that it comes back to me in more ways than one.
I so agree. I so agree. I told, well, you know, I already answered the question. I told y'all, I told earlier, y'all, if y'all don't know, I said, I ain't have one question for you, but I'm going to ask again because maybe they don't know. Oh, country boy, I'm not an interviewer, but I do have a question for the good doctor. Good doctor, I have one question for you. You've already answered it, but I want you to answer it again. The question is, what is your why?
My why is that I could remember growing up, and there will be times where I didn't have. The bigger part of that is that I mentioned that I grew up in inner city Philadelphia. It afforded me the opportunity for me to go to the Northeast area and experience things that I had never experienced before. I would have to get up and get public transportation, catch the bus all the way to the end of the line, we call it, get on the L, which was a train that ran parallel in the city, like almost through the middle of the city to the end, and then catch the school bus
Oh,
in
wow.
order for me to get there. With that being said, I'm riding past huge single houses where I grew up in a Brookstone. The houses were attached, or row homes, they call them, right? But these single big houses, I'm seeing my counterparts driving up to school in the BMWs, the Mercedes Benz, the, Hondas, Toyotas. It didn't matter what the car was, they were driving.
Mm,
And I was getting off the school bus. So in my mind back then, I'm like, what do they do that they can afford that?
mm,
More importantly, how can I do what they
right.
do to be able to afford that? And so it piqued a curiosity in me early on. In my mind, as I started figuring out, they were doctors, they were lawyers, some of them were accountants, and some of them just worked regular everyday jobs. So I knew if, as well as some of them were business owners. So I knew I had two choices. One was to get a good job, and the other one was to figure out how to open up a business. So for me, as I navigated that path, I realized that there was nobody in my circle that understood that path that I was on. And as a result of that, I fell flat on my face trying to do research, trying to figure it out, trying to navigate what all that looked like, literally.
Right.
Lost everything. One decision, lost $500,000. Like, if that won't make you go jump off the curb, I didn't say the bridge or a building.
The
I
curve.
don't want to kill myself. Just the curb, right? Feel that little impact. That's it. And get back at it, right? But that's why I am so passionate about making sure that financial literacy is at the forefront of our family, making sure that we now instill good habits around money, good habits around our thoughts and our relationship to money, and even making sure that we set ourselves up for success from the beginning.
Right. Wow. Wow. Well, and I totally agree with that because I'm just being funny, but because I ain't doing no fish sale for no funeral. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I ain't frying no chicken. Look here, if and that's the thing when we think about that, when you're out here with you set up where those things you don't have to be. You don't have to be out here trying to sell plates because you got to put a loved one away. If y'all want to keep it real, I mean, that's how you get real. That's how I can't believe you said that, but that's the facts. That's the hardcore facts. When you learn these things and that okay, if I don't, here's what the end gonna look like out there on the corner, 100-degree temperature, trying to sell some plates, or you take
Now,
it. Oh,
oh, wait. You just said something there. I tell everybody, do what you have to do for a season.
mm,
When that season is over with, get somewhere, learn some things, and fortify yourself. If if it comes to the fact that you got to sell those plates, those better be the best plates you ever made in your entire life. Like, serve people that they're gonna be wanting to come back for more, and you're not there. That's gonna force you to now create a business,
there you go.
right? And if that's something that you're passionate about or something that you love, anyways, it's not gonna seem like work, right? But more importantly, what did that situation teach you in that season that you can now take those lessons and fortify yourself, right? I.e., get proper insurance, put some money away for a rainy day, make sure you're having the conversations about what all of this stuff looks like on the regular
Right.
and fix it. Like, don't just feel like we're going to put these pots and pans away to the next time. No, if it's working for you, now let's see what the next phase of that looks like. And so it will help people to now look at life. I keep hearing the saying, life be life. And okay, I get it. I get it. But learn from life, and right? Learn and apply the principles and put some strategies in place that's going to help them to now get to that next place, to where the next time that happens, somebody like, all right, we got it right here. We ain't got to worry about it, right?
That's it.
The unfortunate side of it is that if we were not taught and we were not raised in that type of scenario, we have to sometimes experience that to know that the process is broke. That's the unfortunate side of this. And once you experience that, now you can say, all right, you ain't got but one time. That's it. And how they say, I got you.
What is it? Okay. You got one.
Got him. That's all it takes.
Oh,
That's all it
oh,
that's all it should take.
Right.
Is all
Right.
I'm saying. And once you go through that experience, now you have something to say, it's a little hot over there. I'm not going back over there no more.
Right.
And we should use that as our motivating factor though.
That is wonderful. Um, Doc, we're closing in here. I want to give you this opportunity to leave. Um, I love your little quotes. You just be quoting now. You be worse than that. You better know, country boy. You got some good old quotes. I'm telling you. But yeah, I know you. Look, I know you wrote a book of quotes over there. When you gonna publish that book of quotes? She got a book of quotes by Dr. Tabatha Russell. but I really, I want you to drop. What do they call them? I want you to drop whatever nuggets. That's what they call them, little nuggets. Okay. Y'all better pick up these nuggets. I'm telling you, because you better pick it up and hold it. Okay, and then apply it. Duh.
I will say, yes, sir. First of all, it's been a pleasure to be here with you on this evening. I will say I was excited about the opportunity, and I still am. When it comes to wherever you are in your journey in life to begin with, if you desire another place, like you desire to be at another level, is what they call it, then you owe it to yourself to see it through. Like there's no limitations, there's nothing that can stop you but you. And too many times we get to a place of where we get stuck, we get frustrated, we get tired, we get depressed, all of that stuff. And instead of us continuing to forge through that situation, we just stop. Some people put their car in neutral and they don't do anything. And some people put their car in reverse. This is not the season. This is not the time for you to stop and give up on your dream. So I will say, do whatever it is that you need to do in order for you to be able to get to the other side.
Wow, y'all heard that from the doctor. Do whatever you need to do to get to the other side. And I'm gonna piggyback on the doctor. And I'm gonna just say this: if you stop where you at, you're gonna always be right there. Get there, you ain't gonna be forward. If you stop right where you at, you will never get any further. When
That's
you wake
right.
up in the morning, you're gonna be right there, like, well, I ain't moved because you stopped. Okay.
I agree. I agree.
Look, I sure appreciate you so very much. Did you? Well, look, I'm gonna. You got a thing coming up. You want to tell them about the thing you got? The thing. She got a thing, y'all. I don't know. If I put you on the spot, just say you done put me on the spot. Now, now that's okay. But if you don't want to tell them about the thing, you don't have to. But and tell them where they can find you. You know all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yes, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So, on August 26th, that's right, 2023, I am having the Powerful on Purpose conference in Columbia, South Carolina. Let me tell you, it is going to be super amazing. I have speakers coming in from around the country that is going to blow the roof off the place with empowerment, with encouragement, with helping people to get to that next level in all walks of life. So I will say, do not miss it. You can get tickets. We're actually almost sold out, but you can go to my website, drtabatharussell.com, go under events, click the little link right there, and you can get tickets. Matter of fact, if you say that you bought or heard about this on my worthless 2 cents talk table, I'm going to upgrade you to VIP on me. How about that? Buy general admission. I'm gonna put you in VIP. How about that?
Y'all heard that? Look here, look here. Y'all go buy one of them now tickets. South Carolina. If y'all buy a ticket and say you heard it right here on the old tabletop, she said she gonna upgrade the VIP.
Yes.
Ooh, but y'all can't even beat that there. I tell you now. Oh Lord, look at that. Look at him. Look at him. Look that. Oh, and I'm sorry. I'm just plugging you like I'm your what you call that thing? Your book, your book, your book, your book.
Yes, I do have a new book that's out. It is called Go F Yourself. It is finding faith, fortune, and fulfillment. You started talking about it so well earlier about how we need to start doing math. I say faith, fortune, and fulfillment is the secret ingredient to us learning how to do math. If you find faith, you're going to add to yourself God in unlimited possibilities. He's going to tell you then to go ahead and subtract. Take away all those things that no longer serves you, those bad habits, those bad beliefs, those bad thought systems. All of that is going to be removed, and then you're going to learn how to divide. And this is where I tell people that we help them to now create multiple streams of income where they're innately good at, and then we're going to learn how to multiply. We're going to put it all together. We're going to accelerate the process and move forward. So the book is called I Divorced My Money and I Married My Mindset. That's book number 1. And book number 2 is Go F Yourself, Finding Faith, Fortune, and Fulfillment. You can get both of those books under Dr. Tabitha Russell on Amazon.com.
Boy, look at that. Ooh, hot dog. I told y'all it was gonna be a show. I told you, Doc. I am so honored. I thank you for taking out the time. I greatly, greatly appreciate you coming and educating and informing, giving us wisdom, giving us nuggets. Um, like I done already said, now you got the nuggets, go apply it. Okay, you didn't got it, now go apply it. She didn't gave it, now it's time to apply it. I thank you for this time. I really do. I appreciate it. Um, it has been an honor. It has been an honor. And you know, you're always welcome back. Look, you got an open reservation. You ain't even all you got to just I got reservation. You know how they be, you know how them folks be going somewhere like they, I got my reservation. You
That's right.
have
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
and I thank you so very much. As I close this whole thing out, like I always do, actually this time I'm gonna actually speak on behalf of the doctor. You know what? If the good Lord has given you a vision, if He has given something to you, don't worry about what people tell you that you can't and you shouldn't do this. If God has given you a vision, the one thing this old boy right here that I know, if He's given you a vision, He will definitely have the provisions already there for you. You just walk it. You walk in it. Walk in purpose on purpose. That's what you do each and every day. And don't nobody else tell you that they believe in you. I can tell you the doc believes in you because she a doctor. I can tell you the old country boy right here, I believe in you. I believe in you and I fully support you. Whatever that vision is, you just keep going and you don't give up. And lastly, but not leastly, old country boy says this. What I always say, if you woke up this morning and you popped open your eyeballs and you looked around and didn't nobody say nothing, and you was waiting to hear them words and you didn't hear them. Well, if you was out there today and it was a little bit hot, I don't know what it was like up there in South Carolina, but it was hot down here in Texas. If it was hot and you was looking around and you was hoping somebody said it, but you still didn't hear it. Well, here it is at 9:05 right here, Houston time. Old country boys gonna tell you right now. Look at here. I love you. From the bottom of my heart, I love you. And I love you unconditionally. What does that mean, country boy? It means there ain't nothing that you can do, nothing that you can say to stop my love for you. I love you unconditionally. And ain't nothing, absolutely, positively nothing that you can do about it. I thank y'all so much, Doc. I thank you very much. You're always welcome back. Look here. We'll be before I go, I got to say one more thing. Y'all see my old cook right here? That there from old Golden Chick. Okay. Old country boy will be out this here. That they got that's what I've been drinking on. That there's some lemonade. It's really good. That's from old Golden Chick. I will be at Golden Chick Saturday. They're doing a backpack giveaway and some funds for the kids, free food, games and everything. Old Country Boy is actually gonna be out there live. They're gonna let me go somewhere. I'm gonna bring my car because I'm gonna have a bag full of chicken. I'm gonna eat chicken till I can't eat no more. I'm gonna eat all the chicken. So y'all need to get there early because Old Country Boy gonna be there. I ain't gonna eat Friday night because the thing is Saturday. So I'm gonna be good and hungry when I get there. But I'll be at Golden Chicken on Saturday. Myself and my co-host, we will be out there Saturday. We'll be going live. Golden Chicken is doing this. They're going to start doing this every year. I think it's a wonderful thing. that's what it's about, is giving back to the community. Reach one, teach one, give back. That thing that we talked about, you go back in and you help, and you show it, you show that you care. Love ain't just about talking, baby. Love is an action word. Love is an action word. So thank you, Doc. We up out of here. I know it's late up there in South Carolina. I thank you so much, and you're always welcome back. Look, y'all have a good night, and we're gone. I'll see y'all Saturday. Bye, Doc.
Bye. Take care. Thank you.
All right.